Yeah.
Cool. All right, thank you. Let me move this.
Oh, yeah. I did both. I did both. Oh, wait, I did both. Yeah, too. I did both.
Okay, so
And I know I don't know. Yeah.
titles are important, but what I want you to think about, if give it a working title at first. Then when everything is written, go back and possibly make the title more interesting to create curiosity. You don't want to be perfectionist when you're writing. So I would just write down working title first, comma, write the paper, comma, fix the title. Because you don't want to load your brain up with unnecessary stuff, right? You want to save your brain power for the hardest part, which might be, you know, how to organize it. Number three, diction always matters, but matters even more in satirical writing. Absolutely. Diction is the arrangement of words and phrases. Actually, it's the words that are chosen. Sorry. Um, can I give you an example of this? Right. First of all, so it'd be like you would say instead of he doesn't like to deal with the issue, right? Then you can use the word issue, or you can use the word the fat elephant in the room, right? The elephant in the room. Have you ever heard that expression?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Sorry. Yes.
The elephant in the room is the way of saying that people are not addressing the issue that everybody's worried about. Nobody's talking about it, right? So when you're satirizing something, you're making fun of it. That's what satire is, right? This is what satire is. Like, let's say you ever had somebody that nags like a teacher, just pretend, like, watch me right now. So, you guys need to write better, right? Okay, that's say Mr. Smith. He holds his finger up like that. When you satire, you know what that does? It distorts something. So this is what little kids do.
Like it
And
makes
you
it
guys
more
got to write
exaggerated.
your paper. Because if you don't, I'm going to come after you, right? You know, that kind of, you distort something. So notice how my facial expression, like, right?
Hmm.
So when you satirize, you are going to distort your subject by picking words that ridicule, right? Okay.
Was it like kind of exaggerated?
Could be exaggerated. Yeah. Do you ever watch the news? You ever watch how people portray or imitate Trump?
Yeah.
Yeah, people will say, "Hey, everybody, we're gonna we're gonna fix all the illegals. We're gonna send them to Mars." Right? Right? So you're exaggerating basically because he doesn't really talk. I mean, sort of talks that way, but I'm sort of exaggerating. I really like the Mexican people. They're really great. Um, they should all work at Taco Bell, right? So people should worship me, right? He doesn't actually say that, but people feel that perhaps he wants people to worship him, right? So, hey, don't worry. Hey, like, we're going to start a new religion and it'll all be about going to church and worshiping me. How's that? So, tone absolutely matters because you have to treat the subject simultaneously as both absurd and serious. So, that's tricky. That's really difficult. Absurd.
Hmm.
I was just drinking my shake here. Let's see. Hadger is here with us. She just flew in. Okay. Now the next part of this, welcome Hadger. Happy Saturday.
You too.
Um, Good to have you guys with us, and I can see the plants in the background. It's like you moved it from Solomon's room to your room. Hey, I
Mhm.
noticed these things, people. I noticed these things. Okay, so I'm just helping Solomon with his writing assignment here. Okay, so
Give me.
and Solomon, I'm gonna give you the key to any kind of writing topic. Your ideas before you ever write are going to be important because that'll kind of drive you and make it easier for you. And so you notice when I made fun of Trump, just as an example, it was absurd because it's absolutely ridiculous to start a new religion where you're worshiping Trump, the Church of Trump, right? But it's also serious because at the same time, what you're saying to your reader is that Trump is now, I don't know if I agree or disagree with this. I'm not trying to be political. I'm just giving you an example. Your reader might really feel that Trump is full of himself. That's a serious thing, right?
Yeah.
If the president is just all about the president, he just wants to look good. He doesn't care what happens. Forget the country. We're going to bomb Iran so that we look good to the world. We look strong. We look like nobody can mess with us. And forget what's happening at home. Forget unemployment. Forget the economy, right?
Mhm.
And that's a serious problem. So when you satirize, you're kind of laughing at somebody, but you're doing so in a way that when people realize, like, have you ever made fun of somebody or somebody made fun of you? And it's like people laughed, but it really hurts your feelings because it was not just making fun of like for fun's sake. It was like, oh no, we don't like him because we don't like his kind. We don't like guys with dark hair. We don't like guys with short hair. We don't like athletes. You see what I'm saying? So that's where the seriousness comes in.
Mhm.
So what you're going to have to do, this is more than anything, probably going to have to redo this when you write it. Why? Because look at number 3. When you talk about your subject, you're going to have to go back and fix the words to make sure they're absurd and serious, and you're ridiculing. So there's some sarcasm you're going to use. You know what sarcasm is, right?
Yeah.
You know, sarcasm where you
Yeah, I do. I do.
you say something, you mean the opposite, right?
Yeah.
And you're kind of like insulting people at the same time. Like, hey, um, Hadger, are you part of the are you coming to school tomorrow? And then she says, oh no, I'm flying to Mars. What do you think? Oh no, I'm gonna just lie in bed all day and just like stare at the ceiling and wonder. Like, duh, right?
Yeah.
So, um, so notice all of these senses, these elements of humor. Humor says something, but it means something else, doesn't it? Okay. 1.5 to 2 pages, no more or less. There needs to be enough to develop your point, but brevity is key. Okay. Tone absolutely matters because you have to treat the subject. Yeah. So, can you ask you a question? How do you affect the tone? Look at number 4. What's the main thing in your writing that affects the tone? Any ideas? Andrew? Like when I read something and I say, this feels sad. Like when I read the story, I know it's not really a sad subject, but the way it's written kind of feels sad. What am I actually doing?
Words.
Yeah, words. Exactly. So it's a word choice. Okay. All right. So how are we going to do this? So let's begin here. And when is this due? Oh, it's due February 8th. Is this like it was already due and you're trying to see how you would do this? Oh, okay. Are you planning to actually redo this, or did you do this and you got your grade and you kind of wanted to see
No, I didn't do it
what I
yet.
would? You didn't do it. Oh, you're late. Okay, okay. So, what angers you in the
Me?
world? Yeah, what angers you? What do you think really needs to change? You're just like, I'm over this. I'm so fed up with this, and this needs to change. This is called brainstorming here, right?
Um, yeah, some 16-year-old ran a thir 3 minutes and 47-second mile.
Bro.
Yeah, but does that anger you? I
Yeah,
mean, it does.
yeah.
Why?
I mean, he's 16. I'm turning 16 in like 3 months, and I'm not. It's I don't know how to explain it. It's just sad.
It's sad for him or sad for others?
I
Sad
mean,
for himself.
Wait, I'm confused. He ran a mile in 3 minutes?
3 minutes and 47 seconds. It's like a couple of seconds off the world record, and he's in high school.
Okay.
So my brother's almost 16 and he's not that good at all. So he's sad that he's like, oh, that kid's my age and I'm not nearly as good as him.
Oh, right. But the thing about this, so Solomon, I don't think that. Here's what I'm going to say. I'm going to just be blunt right now about that. I think that is not abnormal. I think that is an honest and very appropriate feeling for you to have. But for you to satirize somebody who did something triumphant to your readers could make you seem like you're not a very good human being. Because what you want to do, no, 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 follow me on this. It's not bad to feel the way your brother feels. It's actually admirable because it's going to be what motivates him to be world class, right? Right? Or wrong? Am I wrong? Isn't it going to inspire you to be better?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So you know what that tells me about you? You're very unusual in a very good way. You're competitive and you're not satisfied with where you're at. You want to make it to the Olympics, I'm guessing. So you're a special breed. You are. I'm not just saying that because that not a lot of students would say this makes me sad. They would say it motivates me or oh, good for him. Cool. I'm happy for him. But you're like, no, wait a minute. Why can't it be me? What does he have that I don't have, right?
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Am I understanding you properly or am I getting off? Because I don't want to keep talking if I'm
No, you're right.
like
You're right.
this doesn't apply to you. Right. So here's the thing. When we satirize something, you know what we need to pick a subject where everybody hates that person. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because your reader, otherwise you're talking to a very small percentage of people. And I don't know, Hadger, tell me if I'm wrong. If I'm like Solomon, you've got friends, right? Who
Yeah.
are also athletes. If you make fun of somebody who broke a world record and you're dissing them and ridiculing them, is that how's that make your brother look? I'm just curious if it's just me, or is that something that's really common in the athletic world? Because I hear football players all the time say, Oh man, Debo, he ain't much. So what? He broke a world record, man. That's just because he got lucky, right? I'm gonna beat his record, right? People talk crap all the time, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. It seems like me. Am I connecting these ideas to you guys? Okay,
Like,
so S- Solomon, what I'm trying to say here is I would probably change the subject to something or someone who is clearly a bad person. A 16-year-old who breaks a world record is not somebody that we want to ridicule. Satire is we use that to really criticize everything somebody stands for, right?
Yeah.
Right. Let's be sure that we're focused on the lesson here. Okay. I can see your screen. Is that what you want to show me?
Oh. No.
Yeah. Let's focus. Um, so all right. W- Let me ask the question a different way. What unjust person or bad person in our world do you feel needs to be ridiculed and satirized and exaggerated, made fun of? Because they deserve it.
Um,
We only have until I think we're just to
not
let
even,
you guys know. Hold on a second. Just to let you guys know, we started at 4:35. We have to end our session at
28
5
minutes.
5:35, and that's not going to leave us much time. So, do we want to skip today's session to help your brother? I'm just kind of curious here because um
uh,
this may take a while. I mean, it seems like I'm going kind of slow on purpose to see how this sits with you. Yeah, I'm not hearing you say anything, so I'm not sure if I'm helping you or not.
that you were asking her.
He's asking you about
And
your
I'm asking
role.
you.
Oh,
Yeah, you asked me to help you with this assignment, and I'm trying to ask you what in the world, in terms of people or things or situations or institutions or clubs or companies, what out there just you feel is doing bad to people?
It'd be like Epstein.
Epstein. Okay. Okay. And he's dead right now. Okay. Give me two more and let's narrow it down. So Epstein for sure. That's a good example actually. And you could absolutely do it on Epstein if you want to go there because he deserves all the ridicule, doesn't he? He was a horrible person. Um, the thing about ridiculing somebody that's dead already is it doesn't give us a chance to fix anything.
yeah.
So we could probably pick somebody who's still alive and still reputed to be doing business with Epstein. So we could ridicule Bill Gates.
Hmm.
We could ridicule um, certainly some people in Trump's cabinet, the Clintons, right?
Yeah.
So let's try to pick somebody who's alive because that way you're really affecting that person, right? You're affecting how people think about that person. People already know that Epstein he's dead.
Yeah.
So there's no justice for his
That can be
victims.
done anyway. From him, at least.
Right. Yeah, there's still people they need to go after, hundreds and thousands of people, for sure. Okay. Give me one more and maybe possibly two more examples?
Well, there's Donald Trump. He was in the Epstein files a lot.
Yeah, you know what? That's a great target. Now, I'll be honest with you. I'm kind of neutral when it comes to Donald Trump, but it's not about me. So I'm just saying that so you realize it's not like I'm trying to get you to do this about Donald Trump because it helps me, right?
Hmm?
But I think it would be the best approach given the three examples you gave me. He's a very good target for this. Absolutely. Okay, what is it about him that
Um,
you feel is just not right? Is it how he's going after legals? Is it how he's always talking about himself and he's not focused on the domestic agenda, but more on the world?
kind of everything he's doing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
that's
Okay.
everything.
Well, yeah, but we have to define everything. So, what I want you to do on a piece of paper, write down Trump and just put bullet points, right? Let's focus because that way you can focus like a paragraph on each of these qualities. So, I would suggest how he talks about people that are diverse, right? It's not just Mexicans or Hispanics. It could be Middle Eastern people. It could be, I don't think he talks about blacks in a disparaging way. Um, he sometimes talks about women in a very disparaging way, right? Yeah, we want to be careful here too, because it gets into some adult type scenarios. So you may want to maybe avoid that one because to give examples, it gets kind of yucky. Some of the things he said, right?
Yeah.
Okay. How about how he likes to rename everything
So
in
are
his
you
name?
wait, so are you targeting him for like the ICE stuff and the new law thing with the immigration thing?
Well, yeah, I'm suggesting your brother can target him for that. He can also target him for several things because he has to write 1.5 pages to 2 pages. And if he breaks it down into like three separate things, his job will be easier, right? So, I would suggest how doesn't Trump like to rename things? Like he renamed the Kennedy Center the Trump and Kennedy Center, right? And so we can go online to see what are the things that he's renamed. Does it make sense why we would make fun of that part of Trump's
Yeah.
presidency?
Why?
Yeah, well, because
Main character.
think, th think about it. The Kennedy Center was named after John F. Kennedy.
And then it's kind of annoying.
Right. It's just like tearing down a statue, putting a statue of yourself. Like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
I know Lincoln is dead, George Washington are dead, but they had like a place in history. They had a contribution, just
Yeah.
like you feel like you have a contribution. Do you want me to rename the Trump Center or Trump Tower, the Solomon Tower, right?
All right.
Just because you're in charge? Maybe Hadger, maybe you become president in 30 years, right? And you rename everything. Hadger, not the White House, but the Hadger House, right? See how ridiculous that is?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's his second paragraph right there. That's his second paragraph. His third paragraph, um, Solomon, do you have any ideas on what else you could focus on in terms of ridiculing Trump?
Uh,
Doesn't he always talk about the tariffs and he talks about how it's going to make everybody rich?
The what?
How it's going to make everybody rich. The
How what's
tariffs.
gonna make everyone rich?
The tariffs on different countries.
Oh,
So you
right,
know
the
what a tariff?
tariffs, like him
Yeah,
imposing that tax on certain. Oh, yeah,
right. Like he's doing this. Like I'm the strongest
right.
person in the world, and I can hurt Europe. I can get Greenland if I want. Okay, so let's do that. Let's focus on what do we say? How he renames everything.
Yeah.
What was the other thing that we put down?
Deporting.
Okay, so immigration, right?
Right.
Yeah.
How he's handling it. Like he's not wrong for going after illegals, I don't think. It's the way that he's doing it because Obama and Biden and Clinton also went after illegals, but they had the support of the local governments. So they didn't. So check this out. Under immigration, put down masks, right? You have masked agents, right? They're covering their faces. All right. I'm going to spend probably 5 more minutes on this and then we're going to move on. But the and the second part is how he renames everything because he thinks it's everything in the world is about him, right? We're going to have to do some research on that. You're going to have to get online and ask ChatGPT or um, Gemini, Google Gemini. Ask what he has renamed. Well, don't do it right now because I want to give you some examples of satire because you're probably going to be wondering, like, oh my gosh, how am I going to write this, right?
Yeah.
So I want to spend some time on that. But the third thing is how Trump wants to buy Greenland and his attitude towards Greenland and its history and how he see what I'm saying? He he thinks that he can just force Denmark to hand over Greenland, right? It's like
Just like,
give me, I want to buy. It's like so he's like a little boy. Write this down. He's like a little boy in a toy shop who wants all of his toys, right? That's what satire is. It makes fun of people by not calling him a man, but a boy. And when you talk about buying Greenland, it's like going to he thinks like you can just go to the toy store and if you have enough money, you can do whatever you want. But is that how the people in Greenland feel? Like, don't they have their own language? Don't they have their own history? Don't they
yeah.
have their own traditions? Yeah. So that's worth ridiculing, right? Because he thinks that, oh, they'll be part of the United States and they'll be very grateful to be part of a great nation, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So how are you going to write this? This is how you write this. Um, you can say things like, I'm so glad. So you want to be kind of sarcastic. I'm so glad that Trump wants to buy the world. I don't know if you want to write this down or if you'll just remember this.
I'm ready.
So I'm so glad that Trump wants to buy the world because everybody knows that the world wants to be American, right? Everybody knows that the world wants to be American. People in Greenland are like little pennies or little toys that he can buy. If Trump wants a teddy bear, he can just pull out a quarter from his pocket and buy it, just like Greenland. What is this pop-out overlay? I'm trying to see if I can I actually send you my text of what I'm speaking, but I don't think I can. Yeah, I don't know. Okay.
You know, we fill out the no history statement on your phones that Michelle something, okay? They're really easy.
Okay, for example, when you're talking about renaming everything,
Yeah,
what you want to say is think of an example of something that he renamed, like the Gulf of Mexico, right?
you did.
What?
Then he renamed it the Gulf of America. Okay, so you need to include that, for example, right? And so what you can say when you satirize, you exaggerate, right? Um, so think about it this way. What would be an example of renaming something? And it's so ridiculous. So if I rename junk food, right?
Yeah.
Freedom food.
No, no, sorry. If I
Food.
rename something very healthy, like what's a healthy dish? Like yogurt. Yogurt, right? If I call it um see, I don't like the name yogurt. So I'm gonna call it um candy or something like that. And I don't like the name. Give me another healthy food like honey, right? Honey or chickpeas. And I'll rename those like Snickers. I don't know if that's a good example because I'm trying to think of an example. Let me generate something. So I'm going to use chat for this. So give me an example of satire ridiculing how Trump renamed Gulf of Mexico as Gulf of America. Use specific diction. Okay. Okay, I want you to look at this. This is an example of
You're not sharing.
satire. Yeah, I
Screen.
know. I'm going to give it to you, though. I'm going to give it to you. So I realize I'm not sharing my screen. I'm going to actually put it in the chat, and then I'll share my screen. Okay, let's do this. Let's move our little chat box because it's really in our way. Okay, you see this right here? The Gulf of America, a monument to big league thinking. Now you have to understand that Trump says bigly a lot. And by using the word bigly in your paper, Solomon, you're going to be ridiculing him because he thinks
Yeah.
everything that he thinks is important is bigly, even if it's not important, right? Right?
Yeah.
Yes, no?
Yeah.
Okay. Like Melania, his wife just had a documentary, right?
Isn't she also like 24 years younger than him?
I don't know. Probably. Now, no, an example of his exaggeration would be, hey, everybody, you need to see the greatest movie ever. It's a bigly documentary. It's really bigly about the White House. The greatest story ever told about the White House, right?
Yeah.
It's so bigly. If your mother dies and you instead of going to your funeral, go to Melania's movie. You won't be sad. You won't be sorry, right?
Yeah.
All right. So let's read a little bit of satire here. It was a tremendous day for map makers and frankly a huge win for geography. In a stroke of absolute genius, the president officially solved the 500-year-old mystery of why that giant body of water below Texas was called Mexico. So do you see the satire there?
Yeah.
So why is this ridiculous? Because this absolute genius? What do you mean? That's not a stroke of genius.
Hmm.
That's just Trump trying to rename something because he doesn't like the word Mexico. Right?
Yeah.
Right? It's a disaster, the president said. No, wait a minute. So what what is satirical or satire about this phrase here? What word is exaggerated? What like he's overstating something.
Disaster.
Business.
Exactly. The president said, explaining the brilliant rebrand. There you go. Brilliant. That's another form of satire because it's exaggerated. We have 92% of the shoreline. Why should we let them have the name? It's not fair, and frankly, it's stupid. Well, if you think about it, what's ridiculous about this whole sentence? It's the thought that, wait a minute, just because we have 92% of the shoreline, which may be true, doesn't mean we get to rename it, right? Right? So Solomon, if there's a baby in your room, right? Because that's your baby cousin, right? And your mom comes in to feed the baby and give the baby his food, and you say, "Wait a minute, that's my food." And she says, "Wait a minute, that's the baby's food." No, I'm bigger than the baby. I need more food. Isn't that ridiculous?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just because you're bigger doesn't mean it makes it right, right?
Yeah.
The point is Mexico has had that name Mexico, and the Gulf of Mexico is named that to honor the history of that body of water, right? It
Yeah.
has nothing to do with how much coastline they have. So that's what you're making fun of here. You're showing that Trump does not even understand. We have 92% of the shoreline. Well, that's stupid. So what? Right? Henceforth, the Gulf of Mexico shall be known as the Gulf of America, or as insiders are calling it, the Bigly Pond. Okay. Do you see the exaggeration there?
Yeah.
Okay. So if you want, I will give this to you in the chat if you want to use it kind of to use. So um I want you to write this as like a news report because then you know how to write it, right? Just imagine yourself in front of a camera on channel 17 or channel 20, whatever channel you have up there in Saratoga, right? And you're celebrating how incredible and good it is that Trump has made these three changes, right?
Mhm.
What are we focused on? How he's renaming things, how he's trying to acquire Greenland, and how he's going after illegals.
Yeah.
So you start it like this. Ladies and gentlemen, today in Trump news, we have 3 great things to report on, right?
Yeah.
That's how you start it.
So, oh, okay. Okay.
Make sense?
Yeah.
Yes, no, makes sense?
That's yeah. Am I muted?
Okay,
Oh,
yeah.
sorry. Yeah.
Yeah. If you notice, one of the things about when I teach or when I'm tutoring,
Yeah.
I take a long time because I wait to see, are you processing? I don't want to just be talking.
Yeah.
Yeah, because then I don't know if you're really understanding. And then all of a sudden, 20 minutes later, I'm still talking, and then you're like, wait a minute, I don't understand anything you just said. Like, wait a minute, right? So it's called a check for understanding. So I really need your active participation.
I
So
am. I
you
just
can do this if you
think the mic's wrong with the mic. But yeah.
probably, yeah, I'm not hearing you very well. But so you could just do this if you want, and then I'll know like that you're getting it. Uh, okay, so let me put this in the chat and we'll move on. And to let you know, guys, we're 2 weeks ahead of the next student who's coming in. He's going to join us on Monday, March 9th. And that's when we're really going to start writing. So we're going to do a lot of reading. Okay, there it is. So you can cut and paste that from the chat into wherever you need. Has that been helpful to you?
Yeah.
I hope so. Just remember, when you start your paper, don't get stuck on how to begin it. Just say, ladies and gentlemen, I'm here to report, right? And just go through it. Just start. Just start with like he wants to rename everything. Just say, you'll be happy to know that, um, or I have bigly news for you, right? Use some of his words. I have tremendous and big news for you all. Trump today renamed the Gulf of Mexico. And this is a great win for all people, right? It's tremendous. That's what Trump says. Like he says tremendous all the time. He exaggerates. Like if something is kind of good, he calls it the best thing ever. If something is bad, he calls it like, oh, that disaster Biden. He was a puppet, right? He overstates things so much. Like he's the kind of person that, you know, that 16-year-old that broke that mile record might say, well, that was a nasty thing to do. That was nasty, right? Why didn't Solomon get it first? He deserves it more, right? Right. Okay. Do we need to take like we're pretty much out of time. Hadger, I do want to give you some time to tell me what's going on in school or see if you have any questions.
Um, I don't, I guess.
Okay. Okay. So all I would ask of you guys, if it's okay, um, I'm gonna grab our story. I think so. Let me show you what we're gonna do. I'm just gonna kind of give you a sneak peek into Tuesday's session, and share my screen. Okay, we have a story called Liberty, and we I know that we were talking about that. Here's my question to you. And I think I know the answer, but I'm just kind of running it by you because a lot of kids sometimes really know how to do things with technology. I don't have like a special account here where we can highlight a PDF, but ideally, what we want to do when we read this story is we want to highlight certain things in the story. Okay.
Right.
When you write your essay, it's going to be helpful to have this in front of you. Now, if you know how to split your screen, right?
Yeah.
It's pretty easy, like you just saw me do here. Pretty easy to go on this screen and read and go on the screen on the right and to actually type. Are you guys comfortable with that?
Splitting
Yeah.
our screens?
Yeah,
Yeah.
because you're going to be writing an essay. You're going to be looking at the passage to use examples from the passage in your essay.
That
Okay, because here's my thought. The second problem that we have is when we annotate the certain colors, and we're going to use 5 colors. We're going to use yellow, green, pink, blue, orange. So please have those ready by Tuesday.
Wait, can you tell
That's
me the
going to
code
help us.
again?
Wait,
What's
like,
that?
isn't it online though?
Yeah. So my question is, because I can't really, what I think what I could do. See, this is the PDF here. You can't really highlight over it. That's our problem. So what I might end up doing is either I'm going to cut and paste this and put it into a Google Doc, which we will be able to highlight because Google has all those
Yeah.
colors, right? You know that already.
Are we printing?
Or I will have you actually print this out. But what I don't want you to have to do, see, this is a lot of color here. This is going to eat up your printer tone. Do you guys use toner or do you use color cartridges? Like there's a difference there.
We use
Color cartridges.
color.
Yeah, which means it's expensive. And when you run out of ink, it's like it's a headache. Then your sister has to go buy some, and it's just like nobody's happy with that. So, but I do like when things are printed out simply because um, it's better to learn that way, to take notes and things like that. So I'll figure it out. And I'll probably end up putting this on a Google Doc and play with that because I think I could just cut and paste and everything. We'll go from there. Okay. So the color coding is really going to help you really zero in on what you are reading and how to use it in your writing. Guys ever color code?
In math.
Mhm. Solomon, you ever color code?
Nah. I said no, sorry. Can you not
Oh,
hear
okay.
me?
No, I actually to let you know, I never can hear you until you actually go and I ask you, and then you realize that I couldn't hear you the first time. So I could hear you when you're going close, but so I don't know if maybe you use one of these. If you have one of these, I have a student that uses the mic on here, and when he wants to talk, he just presses the little button. So just something to think about. All right, guys, thank you so much for your time. Like I said, thank you, and just remember the time that you spend with me on reading is never wasted. It's going to make you a better writer. So that's why we're going through the story. Okay.
Hey,
All right.
All right.
All right.
Bye.
See
have a
you
good one.
guys on day. Thanks for your time.
Bye.
Okay. Bye. See, stop the recording and stop the share. Okay.